Hello, good morning to all my viewers. We Osses Group welcoming you again for the weekend's webinars that we are conducting every weekend, right? Okay, I, Shweta Gandhi, a part of Osses Group, is again signing in just because to give you a lot of information related to your IELTS examination. Particularly, all webinars are specifically for, they were going for all the four components, like we can say listening, reading, writing. But particularly today's webinars is basically we are focusing on the integral part of modules. And today I am going to help out specifically those students who are lacking their marks in particularly writing and speaking. Well, talking about writing, it's not that tough that we are generally going to have. Ma'am, I'm not getting good marks. The reason why you're not getting good marks is only that you are not going according to the examiner's point of view. Now, what is examiner point of view? When we are going to have these things and when you are writing something as the part of IELTS, you do not focus on what examiner is actually demanding from you. But when you consider these things minutely, precisely, then examiner automatically will give you good bands. Maybe I can say more than 6. Okay. But so today's webinars, particularly this webinar, I am going to take specifically for those students who are fighting with their writing and speaking because of the grammatical range and accuracy. Although I can say your grammatical range is correct, still you are not conducting, you are not getting your good marks. Now, the thing is, whenever you are adding something, the important thing is that you need to add the complexity in the sentences. But when you add complexity in the sentences, do you think that you have added in the correct form? For example, right now, just a minute before, when I spoke about one of the complex sentence, I started my thing with the word although. But as I know that although word doesn't require still, but, something like that, we need to add yet. So there I am noting my mistake. This is the notification from my side that sometimes we can use correct grammar, sometimes we are not able to use correct grammar. Okay, so participants, this is very important to understand the thing that whatever the things you are going to have in your IELTS exam, the important part is that you should correct it. You should now understand that you are using it correctly. If you are not using it correctly, then you are getting low bands. The reason you are getting low bands, for example, again, now I'm saying this sentence again, that although many of the students are writing good grammatical structure, what I spoke, still no, the thing is not still, the thing should be yet. Why it is yet? Because although always follows with yet, although always comes with yet, I can say whenever you are using although, you need to add yet, or you can say you need to add comma. Okay, so these are the things that I am going to help you with this webinar, because whenever you're okay, one more thing I want to tell you. Whenever you're finding any problem related to the stuff, when you are not comfortable, what I am going to, whether you have any problem, please generate your queries in the question answer box. There is a question and answer box you can see, and when you find anything you are not sorted out with, just post your query in the question answer box. I am here to help you related to the improvement of grammatical range and accuracy. Now, grammatical range is very important. Now, many students, for example, I can see lots of students are coming to me that, ma'am, I have good enough, very much. I am writing deeply. I am using vocabulary. But what is the main thing that I'm not getting 7 bands? Why I'm always stuck with 6.5 bands? The reason is you are inappropriate. You're not at all good with the using of the complex sentence. You know the complex sentence, but you are unaware of using it. So try to make it in that form today. And this webinar, particularly the OSIS group, every Saturday, we are here to help you out with the IELTS integral part, because listening, reading, writing, speaking, all you can do with your own way. But the thing is, the important thing is to make you aware about the integral part of the things. What are the do's of the grammatical range? What are the don'ts of the grammatical range? If you're using complex sentences, how you are using. Okay, so let's start with the things and moving ahead with the presentation. In this presentation, I'm particularly focusing on the uses of different types of sentences. Now, as we can see that there are different three types of sentences, particularly it's mandatory to use. Although when we speak English or when we write English, simple sentences are always available, but we need to focus on compound sentences. We need to focus on complex sentences. But the complex sentence is important as it helps you to give the examiner's understanding that you have a wide range of structures. Is it okay? So let's begin with our presentation. It will help you out because it contains a lot of information related to your grammatical range. Moreover, before starting this, I want to make you understand that we as OSIS group helping you out with the online tutorials website. You can just visit it. We have number of free sessions. We have number of free practice tests there, test evaluations there. You can just have it, these things, find out the things, and specifically those students who are going to take their online examination, they can practice there. Okay. Moreover, this February, we are having our discount offer on IELTS tutorials. On your practice test, we have 20% practice free discount on, like 20% discount. We are on IELTS online IELTS tutorials. Okay. So please visit this, give your practice sessions, analyze your things with the writing corrections, and just get good bats. Okay. Let's begin with the webinars. Today, I am giving you this part as per your requirement. This is called grammatical range and accuracy. Okay. Grammatical range, the name itself is giving you the thing that you need to add number of ranges of structures of sentences. Now, what is that? Grammatical range means you are not allowed to go with one type of sentence. It is about you need to add different types of sentences. What are different types of sentences? How many types of sentences are there? Of course, the basic types of sentences we have basically three: simple sentence, complex sentence, compound sentence. Moreover, we should add passive voice. Moreover, we should add conditional sentences. Moreover, we should add, sometimes if it is required in the speaking part, just give intonations with the exclamatory marks. So this also gives you the bands of interjection. So all the things are very important. Okay. So grammatical range is okay. Then coming to the grammatical accuracy means if it is feasible for you to use different types of sentences, it is important to make it accurate. So it's not about just using grammatical range. It is about to use grammatical range with proper accuracy. Is it okay? Let's begin with the first slide of the presentation, improving your grammatical range and accuracy with better band descriptors. I know number of students are aware about the things that what is grammatical range and accuracy, but there is a difference between 6 bands, 7 bands, 8 bands, and 9 bands. Today, particularly, I'm focusing on those students who are fighting with 6.5 bands in writing and 6.5 or 6 bands in speaking. They are not covering their 7 bands, 7.5 bands. The only reason is if you're watching this webinar till end, you are going to get your things clear with yourself. Okay, so let's start improving your grammatical range. I am just urging you to go with the different bands. What things you need to cover? If you're getting 6, the only reason in the grammatical range is use a mix of simple and compound sentence forms, make some errors in grammars and punctuations, but they rarely reduce communication. So 6 bands means examiner is judging you on your English rather than your grammatical range. You are making mistakes, but you are making mistakes in punctuations also, but you are at least, you are viable, you are feasible to the examiner, that your understanding is completely conveying there. Talking about 7 bands, if you are using variety of complex structures, but you are producing error-free sentences. But when you come to the 6 bands, it is written there makes some errors. But in your 7 band, you are saying that if you are using a variety of complex structures, but you are adding frequent error-free sentences. This is the basic difference. You are getting 6, and whenever you are getting 7. Then come to the 8 bands. There is written use a wide range of structure. Now students understand this thing, that the complex structure is not the only key to get 7 or 7 plus bands. If you are adding complex structures only, then you are getting 7 bands. But if you are adding range of structures, complex, compound, simple, passive, I can say interrogative, conditional, then you are getting 8 bands. So your essay writing, your speaking completely revolve around these 4 to 5 different types of sentences. That is called range of sentence. Next, the majority of sentences are error-free. Makes only very occasional. Now you're getting the thing, you should be very crisp. If you're stacking, if you want 8,777 bands, if you want 7,777 bands, why you're lacking the things, why you're getting writing or 6.5, the only reason is you're working on complex sentence structures, but you're not working it on accurately. If you're working accurately, you'll get 7 on complex structures, but if you're adding different types of sentences, you're getting 8 bands. Is it okay? Then 9 bands is all about uses a wide range of structures with full flexibility and accuracy, rare minor errors, only as slips. Now I understand students being a part of you as a trainer and being a part of you, and very much, and I understand it very much, that as a student you face the things difficult in a difficult manner. You know that what is complex structure, but try to not just cover the forms in a normal flow rather than using it mechanically. Try to make it in a simple flow. It is important whenever you're writing. We have four paragraphs: introduction, BP1, BP2, conclusion. Now I am giving you this thing, that if you are adding one passive voice in your introduction, when you are paraphrasing, suppose, okay, paraphrasing the topic, and when you are adding passive voice in that or complex sentence in that, this will make examiner understand that and you have the power to make the simple sentence into complex sentence. Okay, so it is mandatory to add one passive voice or one complex sentence in your introduction. It is up to you wherever you are adding. If you are adding in the paraphrasing, that's fine. If you are not able to add in the paraphrase, add in the thesis statement. This is important. So it's mandatory to add one passive or one complex. Do not indulge so many sentences together. Keep it simple. But the examiner is demanding, make the passive voice of it or make the complex of it. Okay? It's important. Mind it, remember it. If you want 6.5 plus bands, I'm not focusing on 6.5. Okay? Let's move ahead. So these are the band descriptors, okay? If you're using simple and complex only, 6. If you're using only complex, 7. If you're using passive voice, complex sentence, compound sentence, interrogative sentence, or I can say conditional sentence, you'll be getting 8 bands. Meanwhile, I'm again telling you, if you have any doubts, question answers, anything you want, just post your things in your question answer box, okay? Let's move ahead to the next part. Now, this is important that I've already told you. Looking at examiner's marking scheme, it states for band 6, for grammar, we need to use a mix of simple and complex. For band 7, it states use a variety of complex. That we have already discussed. Okay, one question from Sumira. Can we have any examples of these types of introductions with differences? Of course we have. And this things I am noting it down, and I will come again with the other session of the presentations, because right now, if I am telling you verbally, you are unable to understand. But whenever I give you in the, in the written form, it makes you clear what is the difference. No, in introduction, we add so many things. No requirement of it. Keep your introductions, keep your speaking so simple that at least what I am telling to you, if you are getting difference, you are giving me the things. Okay, this madam, now there is a question is coming here. Why it is coming? Because she is very eager. The thing is that if I am able to give you understanding, you are asking me questions. Similar way, if you are giving the examiner's understanding, he will give you good bands. Okay. So can we have any examples of these types with different? Okay, thank you. So we'll be back again with the things what you have quoted your queries. I will definitely come with it. Okay. So next thing is coming with the thing. The only thing I am again telling you, if you want 6 bands only add simple and complex. If you are adding if you want 7 bands, use a variety of complex structures. If you want 7 plus bands, passive voice must be there, complex structures must be there. Any doubt? Okay, let's move ahead to the next part. 3 different types of sentences. Now, what is this 3 different types of sentences? Okay, Dhaval, hello. How are you? Yes, you can put your queries. Okay. 3 sentences are: number 1, simple sentence; number 2, compound sentence; number 3, complex sentence. Simple sentence is basically that type of sentence that has only a subject and a verb. A subject and a verb, which is itself a complete part. Compound sentence, it means when you add 2 different types of sentences. 2 different independent sentences. Complex sentence means if you add 1 dependent sentence and 1 independent sentence, then it is called complex sentence. Okay. One more question. Sorry, interrupting again. There is a question: how we should know which band we need to score? Okay, you should go with you should consult your counselor that what bands you actually require, and according to this you need to work hard on it. Okay, so let's move. Okay, all the questions I will be commenting afterwards, because first it's very important to understand the difference between these things. Please, you can put your queries back to back. I'm here to answer your things frequently. Okay, but after the session. Okay, let's start. So let's begin with our simple sentence. The simple sentence is this. Just understand it, read it properly. Whatever the doubts you have, ask me. Now, simple sentence is that sentence which contains a subject and a verb. It expresses a single complete thought that can stand on its own. Please, students, do not think that you know what a simple sentence. Right now, right here, I am giving you 3 different examples of simple sentence. What is simple sentence? Check it out. If I am going to give you this, it means there is something right now. It's very important. Okay, let's begin. See, before starting all these things, first you need to note it down, the difference between simple, compound, and complex. Simple sentence is something which has its own complete meaning. You do not require any other thing to query the question, to ask something in the question. That is called simple sentence. For example, I am a teacher. This is a complete sentence in itself. Okay. Now, what is compound sentence? Compound sentence is called, when you add 2 independent clauses. Now, again, there is a question from your side. Ma'am, what is independent clause? Independent clause is nothing, but it is a simple sentence. A simple sentence is also called independent clause. Okay, getting the thing? So again, simple sentence is a sentence which is having only a subject and a verb and a complete sentence in itself. But when you join two independent sentences with a word that I'll tell you further, for example, and. Let me discuss this thing. I am a teacher is a complete sentence and it is a simple sentence and it is also called independent sentence. I teach you English is also a simple sentence, an independent sentence. But when I want to combine these two sentences together, what I have to use? I am a teacher, I teach English. Don't you think that it is breaking your connectivity? Of course it is. But when you want to join together, you can say, I am a teacher and I am teaching you English. What the word I have used, and. And this and is making nothing but a compound sentence. It's as much as simple. But when it turns to complex sentence, it's a tricky because it requires good punctuation and good accuracy of using. Okay, let's begin with the simple sentence. A simple sentence contains a subject and a verb. It expresses a single, complete thought that can stand on its own. The baby cried for food. There is a subject and a verb that expresses a complete thought. You know, the baby cried for food. Now you're finding that there is nothing like that when you're not able to understand the question, the sentence. So there is a subject and a verb. Now, second example is, Professor Mappel's intelligent students completed and turned in their homework. Now, Professor Mappel's intelligent students completed and turned in their homework. Now, you can read, I have given the descriptions, the explanations of the examples also. You can read it. A simple sentence does not necessarily have to be short. It can have adjectives. In this case, there are two verbs, completed and turned in. However, the sentence expresses one complete thought and therefore is a simple sentence. So it is not like that. The basic examples, I am a teacher. Now Ram understands English very well. We can have two verbs. We can have two different verbs, but these verbs are confined with a single subject. So that is also called a simple one. Now, as you move on, level of difficulty increases. Go to the example number 3. You can find Megan and Ron ate too much and felt sick. Okay? Megan and Ron ate too much and felt sick. Now read the explanation. Although there are two subjects and two verbs, it is still a simple sentence because both verbs share the same subjects and express one complete thought in it. Okay, so in this way, we can have the simple sentences. In our further slides, I am giving you number of questions and you need to solve it up. But before, it is important to understand the things, to understand the stuff. Okay, so this is simple part. Let's move on to the compound sentence. Please, students, note it down. This is important. Compound sentence is nothing but the fan boys. F-A-N-B-O-Y-S. Understand this thing? This is called coordinating conjunction. Sentences are nothing but the addition of conjunctions in a fluent form. F is for, A is and, N is nor, B is but, O is or, Y is yet, S is so. Fanboys means when, okay, compound sentence, I already have mentioned that when you have two different independent sentences, you can add fanboys in between so that you can make compound sentence. For example, you wore a lovely hat, comma, but you didn't wear anything else. You didn't wear anything else is itself a complete thought. You wore a lovely hat is itself a complete thought. But whenever you are going to combine these sentences using but, this is called compounding part. My hamster loved to play. This is a complete thought. My hamster loved to play guitar, for example. This is a complete sentence. So I gave him a hula hoop. Okay. So I gave him a hula hoop. That means so is what? Is again a combination, is again a connector, the basic connector. This is called a compound sentence. Okay. Now, for example, you wore a lovely hat but didn't wear anything else. This is also itself, you are adding this, but the difference you can see is when you are adding a complete thought with a complete thought, means two independent sentences together with the help of fanboys, you are adding comma also. You can note it. For example, one more thing. In the previous slides, I have given you example, I am a teacher and I am teaching you. Okay, but this is a compound sentence, but it's very important whenever you are adding two compound sentences together with the help of fanboys, it is must to add comma before that connector. This is a punctuation mark. This gives you punctuation marks in your band scores. Okay, because examiner understands that you know the thing and you are using it accurately. This is important. Okay, so when you're adding, again I'm telling this, if you're adding two independent sentences together with the help of fanboys, make sure you are putting comma. But in the next part you can say complete thought and not a complete thought. What is that? See, you cannot find any comma because this thing comma is applicable only with two complete thoughts joining together with fanboys, and this makes your sentence complete. Okay. Next thing, moving on to the various exaggeration points of the compound sentence. You can have the things, you can have the feelings of different sentences, and let me know if you're facing any problem. A compound sentence, please note it down. It's very important. A compound sentence consists of two or more coordinating clauses. Now, what is coordination? I told you that compound sentence is also called coordinating conjunction. With the help of coordinating conjunctions, compound sentences are made. For example, there are so many. Fanboys is itself a compound sentence, connectors we can say. Okay, so compound sentence consists of two or more coordinating clauses. These clauses are independent clauses and can stand on their own. They show two thoughts that are connected to each other, that I already explained to you in a simple word, that two independent sentences connect together with the help of fanboys. This is called compound sentence. Okay. Okay, let's move to the examples. The conjunctions and is used to connect similar ideas. Have a look. She completed her homework is a simple sentence and it is also called independent sentence. See, I'm repeating this again and again because many of the students are joining late they are coming late. Many of the students are recently joined, number one thing. Many of you are maybe first time they are understanding the different types of sentences. So for them, I have to be very much sure that you are understanding it very well. Okay. And please, if you are understanding it very well, just yes, you can put your comments yes in the chat box also, so that I am getting the things that you are going good with me. Okay, so let's move ahead. That the coordinating conjunctions, what is that when we add two independent sentences together? What is independent sentence? When one sentence is completed in itself. So she completed her homework is itself a complete sentence. She also worked on her project is itself a complete sentence. So when you want to combine these sentences, you have to add and when you are adding and, you need to put comma, because two independent sentence connected with fanboys always takes comma. In our general routine life, do we add comma with the word and? No, we do not. But when you are adding this independent, do not add comma with Ram and Shyam, John and Brown. Do not add comma because these are two nouns connecting together. Here I am saying two independent sentences connecting together. Okay. Next example. The conjunction but is used to connect opposite ideas. And is used to connect similar ideas, but is used to connect opposite ideas. So I got the map of the fair, comma, but I can't find the food stall. I can't find the food stall. Complete. I got the map of the fair. Complete. Adding, comma, but. One more thing I want to tell you. Whenever you're putting comma, give a space and then add fanboys. Give a minor space. You can see, after fair, there is a comma, then a little space, then but. All these things examiners understand that you are fair enough. You are very much, you are very frequent to use these sentences. Okay, next example is the conjunction or is used to connect equally important choices. Of course, you know what is the importance and what is the use of or. We can film a documentary or we can make a short film. There's an option, and whenever you have option, you add or. Okay. So in this way, we add the things. Conjunction so is used to connect equally important results. Okay, equally important, of course. So is used, it is a result-oriented conjunction. It is a result-oriented. For example, therefore, thus, hence, these are also conjunctions. But here, so is particularly using here to make your sentence compound. You can add also therefore, thus, this will add your sentence in the complex form. Okay, so this novel's huge. So you must make time to read. This novel is huge. This novel is huge. It's a complete sentence. You must make time to read this novel. It's itself a complete sentence. When you're adding the sentence together, add so. Okay. One more example I'm giving. For example, the suitcase was too heavy. The suitcase was too heavy. The suitcase, nobody was there to pick it up. Nobody was there to pick the suitcase. Nobody was there to pick the suitcase. Both are different sentences. If we are combining, the suitcase was too heavy and nobody was there to pick it up. But whenever I'm adding and, I am making sure the things that I am using comma before and. This will give you punctuation marks. Okay. Let's move to the next part. I hope you're getting good, you're going well. Just give me yes in my chat box so that I am not going to have the thing that you are going good. Please, you can say yes, you are getting the things. Okay, next move on to the further things that is called complex sentences. Now, what is complex sentence? Complex sentence is very important, and this is the part of your basic things. Okay. Okay, let's move to the complex sentences. The complex sentence is an independent clause. Just wait. Okay, I'm very sorry with that. Okay, complex sentence is an independent clause joined by one or more dependent. See, in simple sentence, in simple words, being a trainer, I am training you as my students. Understand the thing, the complex sentence is nothing. It's not any big thing. It's simply, I can say that it is something that okay, just wait. Okay, so complex sentence is nothing, but it is simply, in a simple sentence, I am letting you know this condition that whenever you are having one dependent sentence and one independent sentence, whenever you are having one dependent and one independent. And if you're joining together the things, that is called complex sentence. For example, if I'm saying there is a simple essay that has recently came in the examination, that was many people opt ready to use meals. Some people prefer to have cooked meals. Okay, discuss the things, whatever the task they have given you, it's fine. Let's say, how can you make the complex sentence? Because they want to add your opinion. What is your opinion? What type of food you choose? So for example, he is asking you, now how can you give the things? Now there's some technical problem I am facing. Everything is going good. Students, please. Okay, is it okay, everyone? Now, is it okay? Everybody is watching it. Is it okay? Now, is it on the screen mode? Yes, everybody is okay with the presentation. Okay. Okay. So let's say the complex sentence is nothing, but whenever you're adding one independent sentence to one dependent sentence. Okay. So one independent and one dependent. Okay. So I was giving you the example that when the question was, many people opt ready to use meals, whereas some people prefer cooked meals. Do advantages outweigh disadvantages? Okay, when I am going to write the sentence, what I can write, although many people have, or although many people believe that canned meals are good for themselves, comma, I believe. Now, although some people believe this, then I'm adding a comma and then I'm starting my opinion. This is what a complex sentence. Although some people believe this, comma, I believe that. What is that? This makes the sentence heavier because it is a complex sentence. Okay. Now, what is complex? The one part is dependent. The other part makes it complete as an independent. Okay. So let's have an example. A complex sentence is an independent clause joined by one or more dependent clause. A dependent clause either lacks a subject or a verb, or has both a subject and a verb, and does not express a complete thought. A complex sentence always has a subordinator, as, because, since, after, although, when, or relative pronouns who, that, which. Note it down. The most important conditions of using complex sentence. Without these words, your sentences cannot become complex. Okay? So these sentences are very important. These words are very important in order to make complex sentences. Okay? Okay, so let's move ahead. Example number 1. After eating lunch at the Cheesecake Factory, Tim went to the gym to exercise. After eating lunch at the Cheesecake Factory, comma, see, I have quoted that comma, Tim went to the gym to exercise. Now you can say, you can tell me which is dependent and which is independent. Now tell me. Now you need to quote, you need to think and you need to say, which is independent one? Tim went to gym to exercise. Tim went to the gym to exercise is independent. The subordinate clause is also called dependent clause. Mind it, students, the subordinate clause. What is subordinate clause? There are two types of clauses. Basically, right now we are working on. Independent clause means a simple sentence. Subordinate clause means dependent sentence. So here, after eating lunch at the Cheesecake Factory, if I'm telling you only this, Do you understand what I'm going to tell you? No. You want something extra from me to tell, right? So what is that? After eating lunch at the cheesecake, comma, Tim went to the gym to exercise. So the independent clauses, Tim went to the gym to exercise. The subordinate clause before, it is dependent on the main independent clause. If one were to say after eating lunch at the cheesecake factory, it would be an incomplete thought. So in order to make it complete, you need to add some independent part with it. Okay, we have face technical problem, functioning. Okay, great. Thank you. Let's move ahead with the next part. Example 2. You can read it. You can please go with it, understand it. If you face any query, ask me. Opinionated women are given disadvantages in societies that privilege male accomplishments. Read it, understand it, facing query, ask me. There are various examples right now. We have few in further. Quick, fast. Opinionated women are given disadvantages in societies. Is it a complete sentence or independent? It is an independent sentence or subordinate sentence? Tell me. The subject is opinionated women. And the verb is are given. See, I have written here passive voice. The first part of the sentence is an independent clause that expresses a complete thought. That privilege male accomplishments. What is that? That privilege a male accomplishments. That privilege male who? The answer is what? What do you want? That privilege male accomplish. This is dependent. So opinionated women are given disadvantages in societies that privilege male accomplishment. Again, it is a kind of complex sentence. Now, what complex word I have used here? I have used here that. And that is that, T-H-A-T. It is called relative pronoun, relative clause. So with the help of relative clause, you can also add complexity. What is relative clause? Who, which, that. For example, he is one of the students who knows Gujarati very well. He is one of the students. Okay, he is one of the students who know. Again, there's a grammar rule. Whenever you are adding one off with the relative clause, your verb should be plural. I have given these things in my previous webinars. Go and have a look on the grammar subject verb agreement webinar. Okay, so whenever you are adding relative clauses also, then also it is fine. Example number 3. The woman who taught art history to 210 was fired for stealing school supplies. What I have written, the dependent clause in this sentence is who taught art history. Because if removed, this rest of the sentence would stand as an independent clause. You can say, you can read it. The woman was fired for stealing school supplies. If you are deleting who taught art history, then it becomes independent. But if you are adding this, the woman who taught art history, now it is making complex sentence with the help of relative clause. Okay. Let's move to the next part. Complex sentence examples. Now, please just read it. There are various ways. There are 2 ways particularly we can say that with the help of this thing, we can get, for example, see, independent clause first, independent clause first. Simply, I will tell you. We won a game because we worked together as a team. See, this is complex sentence and you are suffering from complex sentence. Just get out of it. Get rid of it. Complex sentence is nothing but a simple addition of the basic things that you don't know that you're making complex. You should understand that, yes, you're making complex. And in your essay, it's mandatory to get 7 plus bands. You need to add at least 5 complex sentences in your essay and 2, 3, 4 passive voice in your essay. That makes your essay 7.5 bands. Trust me this, okay? Okay, let's move to this thing. Complex sentence, we can write it in 2 forms. First, we won the game because we worked together as a team. Okay. And dependent clause first, although I broke my arm, comma, I still cheered. Okay, one more thing, students. I want you to understand, whenever you're adding although, do not add comma together. Do not add but, still, yet with the comma. Okay. The pair is although dash 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 yet, or although dash 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 comma. Getting? Although and comma basically used for the positive negative part. When one part is positive, one part is negative. And I often use this sentence in my thesis statement. When? In the introduction part. When I want, when although many people believe this, comma, I believe that. Okay. So in this way, try, see what I told you. You add complex sentences, but you add in wrong manner. Therefore, you're losing marks. Many of my students, what they do, they put comma after although. I teach them, although is what you are adding complex sentence. But why you are adding comma after although? Immediately after although, if you are adding comma, it doesn't make any sense, because although is the part where one part of the view is given. Then, if you want to give other part of the sentence, put a comma after that complete sentence, and then start the different part. So one part is positive, one part is negative. Okay. So in this way, you can add first independent, first dependent. But what I generally prefer, I add dependent sentence first whenever I want to add my two things together in a positive negative aspects. Okay, but you can see the first part also. The first example, we won the game because we worked together as a team. Okay, this is also a good example, because we are adding because as a complex sentence in the mid part of it. Any doubt? Any query? Commented? Could you please repeat although and yet? I didn't get that one, please. Okay, Mr. Kadam. Fine. Okay, what is the thing? See, although, comma. Although the couple, see, you have seen the couples either or, neither nor, not only but also, whether or. These are all complex sentences. So the important thing is although, comma. Comma means, no, the basic, when you're finding in your books, you'll find the couple of although is yet, Y-E-T. Okay. But as we are moving so good, do not add, no need to add comma, no need to add yet. You can replace yet with the comma. And what is the use of although? Although and comma means one part is positive, one part is negative. So when I add this in the thesis statement also, like for example, although many people believe this, that ready-to-use meals are good for everyone or good for people, comma, I strongly believe that cooked food is beneficial for health, as it provides hygienicity and it provides nutrition too. Okay, so what is this? This is what I am making my point clear, that although many people believe this, comma, I believe that. This makes my sentence complex. You can add various complex sentences, not only but also. You can add while, you can add while. Okay, one more thing. The synonym of although, comma is while, comma. W-H-I-L-E, while and comma. While many people believe this, I believe that. This is also a kind of complex sentence which can replace although. So if you want in your essay that one time you have quoted although, comma, do not copy it again in the conclusion. Because in the conclusion, you need to write same things again with the new words. So what I do, sometimes I put although, comma in introduction then I put while, comma in my conclusion. Now getting, Kadam, I hope it's getting, you can put your things yes if you are saying yes. If you have still doubts, you can say no. So please try to work on complex sentences, students. It's very important, but not only on complex sentence, but also on passive voice. Okay. Let's move ahead. Few more examples. Just read it. Have a look. Any doubt, ask me. Okay, thank you, Double. Read it. Although the breeze was steady. These are all the examples of complex sentences. These are all the examples of complex sentences. If you're finding my webinar good, just post the things. And we also group always welcome you with all your doubts and queries. Just ask me, and we are here to solve your doubts. Specifically, we have online tutorial IELTS tutorials which help you out with various things of your essay writing corrections. And of course, with your practice tests, right now in February month, we have our 20% discount on this also. You can just have to go, you just have to have a promo code that's called FAB20. FAB20 will give you the discount, of course. Okay. So, more examples. Although the breeze was steady, comma, both kites continued to dive. Despite the fact that your parrot talks, it cannot sing. Again, we are going positive, negative everywhere. Okay, what is the meaning of despite? Despite means it is a synonym of in spite of. Okay, in spite of, the synonym of in spite of is despite. Okay, one more query I am getting. I'm having my IELTS exam in March and a week in writing and reading sessions. FAB20 is the code, right? Yes, FAB20 is the code. And you can also check it out on website. And how can I keep analyze my improvements? Okay, we have IELTS online IELTS tutorials. You can just go there, and we have writing corrections also there. And writing corrections specifically for your essay writing things. You can just write your essay, or you can just take a plan, write your essays. We are there to correct your things. Okay. Okay. So although the breeze was steady, the both kites continue to dive. Next example. Despite the fact that your parrot talks, it cannot sing. On the lookout of hungry birds, the crab scuttled across the sand. When we buy her birthday cake, we have to make sure it's strawberry. See, we have to make sure. What is that? These are all complexities. And what is the word in the fourth example? What is the particular word that makes a sentence complex? The answer is when. When we buy, okay? So what we are doing? We are doing here when, okay? Just post your queries in the chat box, in the question answer box. I'm here to solve your queries after this session. I'm here to solve your query. Okay, let me first complete with this presentation. First, understand this. Focus on one point rather than moving here and there, because we have other students are online here. Okay, let's start. So when is particularly the complex word. Next, although some winemakers carry out the fermenting process by using yeast that is naturally present on the grapes, many add a yeast that is cultivated in a laboratory. Are you getting the thing? Just go with the examples. It will give you good things, good information regarding how to. The only basic stuff is simple sentence is independent. When you add two independent sentences together with the fanboys, it's called compound. When you add one independent together with the word although, until, unless, so many words, I'll give you later words. This makes the sentence compound. Okay, I was talking about that despite. Despite and instead of. These are two synonyms. Sorry, in spite of. In spite of is the synonym of despite. Make it clear, whenever you are adding despite, do not add off with the word despite. Do not add off with the word despite. Always use either in spite of or despite. Okay. Next thing, let's move ahead. There is also one type of sentence, compound complex sentence. Compound complex sentences has two independent clause and at least one. See, what now I have done? The mixture of compound and complex. Compound means two independent clause. Complex is the addition of one dependent clause. This can also help you, but this task is particularly for those who actually, have the intense knowledge of complex part. Okay. Otherwise, just be sure that you are okay with that simple, complex, and compound. Okay. So after the two soccer players lost their game, they joined their other teammates for lunch, and they went to movies. So they went to the movies is again. They went to the. If we remove the dependent clause after the two soccer players
lost their game. We have a compound sentence. The dependent clause makes the set. The man believed in the system and he knew that justice would prevail after the murder was settled. Okay, this is long, complex compound sentence. It's fine if you skip it. Don't go in depth. You just know how to add complex sentence with a good form. That's it. Okay. But yes, I have made it clear to you all that compound complex sentence also exists. Okay. More examples. You can go with it. Quickly, you can go quickly because we have many examples right now. Air pollution can cause health problems. Air pollution is largely caused by motor vehicles. You can solve it. How can you make this sentence complex? Add it. Okay, so air pollution can cause health problems. Now, when you want to combine these two sentences together, you are adding what? You are adding which. Air pollution, which is mostly caused by motor vehicles, can cause health problems. See, where I am quoting my comma, I have quoted my two commas. Air pollution, which is mostly caused by motor vehicles, can cause health problems. In this way, I have made my sentence complex. There is evidence that some people are more likely to smoke. These people have parents and friends who smoke. So there is evidence that people who have parents and friends that smoke are more likely to smoke. Okay. I hope you're going good. You're getting the things because I am here with the number of examples because I know you all are facing, you all are perplexed with the things. So please just go and sort it out with me. I'm here. Okay, next one. Now, what happened if you have four simple sentences? What happened? Now, it's very important to go with it because if you want to, combine all these four sentences together, then this will come. One of the most common environmental issues. Okay, let's start. Global warming is a common topic these days. Global warming causes environmental problems. There are tough challenges associated with global warming. Global warming has very serious consequences. Now, if I want to add these four these four sentences together, what should I do? I can start. One of the most common environmental issues is global warming, which causes many serious environmental problems. There are tough challenges associated with this issue, and its effects have serious consequences. See, I have made the combination of all the four sentences together, and with the help of all, one of the most common, then I added which, then I add with, its effects. In this way, I can copy. Okay, let me see what are the issues that you are giving me. Okay. Health issues caused by air pollution is because of yes. It sounds good. Okay. So let's again come to the thing. How I have made this sentence complex. Let's see again. Global warming is a common topic these days. So I can say one of the most common environmental issues is global warming. Next is there are global warming causes environmental problems. So one of the most common environmental problems becomes issues is global warming, which causes many serious environmental problems. Now there are tough challenges associated. Do not copy the same words again and again. Global warming, global warming. You can replace it with pronouns also. So there are tough challenges associated with global warming. There are tough challenges associated with this issue, and it's very serious consequences. So and its effects have very serious consequences. In this way, we can add complexities with the addition of pronouns, with the addition of complex words. Okay. Let's move ahead. These are all the words, subordinate conjunctions for complex sentences. Please note it down. Take a screenshot, whatever it feels. After, before, although, even though, because, as, if, as long as, provided that, till. Okay, wherever you are finding slash, it means you can use anyone. Okay, wherever you are finding slash, you can use anyone. Okay, done. Let's move ahead. This is particularly, I am giving you right now the fill up the blanks. You can just have it. I'm giving you answers side by side. We ate a pizza. We ate a pizza and a kebab. Okay. We ate some cake dash. We didn't have any coffee. We had some cake, but, okay. Or we can say we had some cake. Okay, but is okay. I had a headache, so I didn't go to the party. You can have a coffee or a tea, but not both. I can't come to school because I have an important appointment. Okay. I'll call you as I get home or when I get home. When I get home. Okay. Next. Let me see. There are a number of things coming. Okay. Everybody is giving answer. Very good. Going good, students. We are here to help you out in this way only. Just have these things. Have these things. Write down whatever field you're comfortable with. Okay. Dash, do your homework. You'll pass the exam. What is the answer? As long as you do your homework, you will pass the. Unless, until, is it okay? No. As long as you do your homework, you'll pass your exam. Okay. What is the difference between unless and until? The important thing is that also. The important is do not use not, N-O-T, not with the word unless and until. For example, if I'm saying you, unless you do not work hard, you cannot pass. Unless you do not work hard, you cannot pass. This sentence is incorrect because unless is itself negative. Do not add word not, do not or does not with the word un, because unless, un is itself negative. Okay. So the answer is unless you work hard, you cannot pass. Unless you work hard, you cannot pass. Okay. So you cannot pass. It means by the time if you're not doing your homework, you cannot pass your course in this way. So here the second part is positive. Therefore, I cannot use unless and until. I have to use as long as. Okay. Okay. Next word is, next slide is, I wanted to eat Japanese food. My wife wanted to eat Chinese food. The answer is whereas. You cannot go into the bar. Okay, Dhaval Prajapati. I am here, not sir. It's madam. It's Shweta Gandhi. Okay. So it's I'm here to solve your things. Just give me 5 minutes. I am here to give you the things. Okay. I wanted to eat Japanese. Whereas. Whereas is again the negative side. Okay. You cannot go into the bar unless you are 18 or older. Unless. Next thing. She still went to the work. She still went to the work. Even though she was sick. Even though. See, one more complex sentence. These are all complex and compound. Specifically complex sentence. Don't call me until you have finished your work. The bad weather, they decided to have picnic. Despite the bad weather, they decided to have a picnic. Wash your hands when you eat before you eat your dinner. Okay. The last but not the least, I am giving you the things which are very important. Add passive voice. When you want to have 7+ bands, add passive voice. Work on punctuations. Make complex sentences, compound and simple sentences, make error-free sentences, work on tenses, work on subject-verb agreement. These are all the things you need to go with, okay? Now, any doubts, any queries, I am here to solve your queries. Now, Mr. Dhaval Prajapati has asked me something that I am BE Mechanical Engineering passing to after completion of my engineering. I've continued work in the field of this. Confusion between choosing whether I go on student or direct PR in Canada. Okay, well, if you're confused, that please just go with the with the proper counseling session. If what is your requirement, what is your basic requirement, whether you want to go for academic or want to go for PR, it is completely on your things. And moreover, the counselors are there to assist you. Okay, they play actually an important role for your things, whatever you want to do there. So please, like, I am a trainer. Being a trainer, I cannot give you the proper things regarding your future prospects, but I am here to judge you on the basis of your exams. Okay, but please, if you find any problem, find dilemma, ask your counselors, ask your things to the counselors only. They will be there to help you, to assist you properly. Which English newspaper helps us to get ideas about all these types of sentences? See, uh, it depends. Well, see, varieties of newspapers are there. What I prefer, if you have good English, go with the good standard newspapers, Indian Express, The Hindu. But if you are average, go with the normal newspapers, okay, like the Hindustan Times. Or for example, if we are in Ahmedabad, I generally focus on the Mirror paper, because particularly I want the students to make understand at least the language rather than going with the standard of usage of this. Examiners do not want all these things. If you want to improve your English, just read it, whatever things you find in your way. It's not like which paper. This question is particularly, I feel comfortable with only for the students who are specifically preparing for their, IAS, or sometimes IAS exams, or for government exams, because they want their knowledge. But here, we do not want knowledge, we want fluency. And for fluency, it's very important to read rather than, just going with the thought, which newspaper. Anything you can read. Okay. So for improving a speaking part, try to understand that for speaking, your fluency must be correct. Always play prop round with yourself in front of the mirror. Take any topic, for example, this is a mobile phone. Start speaking about this mobile phone for a minute in front of the mirror. Record yourself, find out the queries, whatever queries you are. For example, now you ought judge yourself, analyze yourself where you're lacking it. Number one thing, if you're in front of the mirror, you find yourself comfortable with, because there is no one except you who is judging. So judgment is very important, but how you are coming with your flaws. Number one, you are not good at it. Number two, your fluency is decreasing. Number three, you're fumbling. First, improve this thing. Second thought, whenever you're stucking with the thoughts, you're not coming on your way, or you're sometimes out of words, just jot it down in the copy and find out that what the word should I write instead of this word. Okay, or what the word I'm not coming with, just find out the word with the help of dictionary. I always play sometimes prop round with myself in front of the exam, in front of the mirror, so that it will be beneficial for me. Okay, so that it beneficial, because there is nobody to judge me. And if there's nobody to judge me, I'm able to speak it fluently, whatever I want to speak. And when fluency comes, it automatically improves, enhances your capability to speak. Any other thing, students? I'm 12-year students of a professional guy provide PR. Yes, of course, we OSIS group provides you different types of things: immigration, PR, immigration, student visa, everything. You just contact us. We are situated in Ahmedabad. You can contact us via phone also. We have our number 079 668 Okay, 079 668 Okay. Moreover, again, I'm telling you that IELTS tutorials is also available. You can come with the practice sessions also. We have online sessions, we have practice sessions, we have writing corrections, paid writing corrections. And right now this February, we are going with a 20% discount offer. And you can just visit that website, IELTS tutorials. Okay. Any other doubts, any other queries? I hope this webinar is going good. It's been good with you all people, and I appreciate that you have the things with us. You have shared your things with us. Any other queries? Okay, what do you want the next webinar would be on? Please do let us know. In our future part, we will definitely be coming with the integral part of IELTS, to IELTS online webinars. Okay, stay with us always. We are there to help you. I'm not here to focus particularly on what is listening, what is reading. I want you to be with the integral part, whatever things you're lacking. Okay, so stay with us. We are very happy to have your things. We are very happy to solve your queries. Okay, next time we'll be here again. This is Shweta Gandhi signing out. If you are having a good feedback, just post your feedbacks on Telegram, and just Telegram sessions. You can post your things, whatever the questions. I am and we other trainers are also there to help you out. Okay, thank you. Good luck. All the best for your future endeavor. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.